What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It is Monday, which means photo assignments. Our latest assignment is photo assignment 10, which deals with positive and negative space relationships. You guys submitted some amazing work once again. There's a lot of new faces in here. I want to talk a little bit about that, but first, without further ado, let's just dig right in. This is your work from photo assignment number 10. Once again, you guys have submitted some outstanding work, and it's interesting because in the 6 months, 7 months or so that we've been doing photo assignments, as we've gone along, they become more and more popular, and there's more and more entries every time. And so when I sit down to go through all the social media and start putting stuff together, it can be a little bit overwhelming because I look in there and they're like, almost 300 images in Facebook, and then another 300 in Twitter, and so on and so forth, Instagram. But once I start going through, it's so much fun. And what's really cool for me is to see, because I see your names in there, and I see people that are improving constantly, and I try to feature new faces on the show when I can. I do want to say a couple things about it. First of all, there is a finite amount of time that we have. I don't have time to show 600 to 1,000 images in one video. So typically what I do is I curate that down to the best stuff. And that means that there are some people that, yes, you have fulfilled the assignment, you have used positive and negative space, nice relationship, but there were some better images, and that's just kind of why it got picked. Now, I want to say this about that. Do not get discouraged over that. That is normal. We don't just come out of the womb one day shooting incredible images. That's called growing as an artist, and it's called trying and keeping at it and pushing. And I do try to rotate who is featured on here. So keep trying, keep submitting. A few people can tell you from experience, and I hope you guys chime in the comments, that I do get you in eventually. And so that's really important to understand. The other thing I want to say too, and hopefully we'll get into a groove in this in the next couple weeks, but we had Artist Series over the last 3 months, which I don't know if you guys can tell, it is an enormous amount of work. So little things like photo assignments, I want to be more hands-on as we move forward in terms of when I provide the assignment, providing a little more instruction about it, because a couple people got into a different kind of area. And you saw some of the images in there because they were close enough to pass. But there's positive and negative space relationships. And then there's also a technique of actually framing up the subject within the composition for a little kind of mini composition, a picture within a picture, so to speak. And I have a term for that I use called subframing. And I actually did a video on that a couple years ago when I did a composition series, which I've been thinking about revisiting. And subframing really is a little bit different than positive and negative space. I'll link that up here. It's a great technique to use, but some of it was more subframing than it was just positive and negative space relationships, even though you could argue that negative space does that. Anyway, there were a few images that crossed that well enough, so I just put them into the slideshow, and they're great pictures. But for those of you who did that kind of thing, and you probably know who you are, hold those images, because I am going to do a whole thing on subframing, so hold that concept, and we're going to do that as its own photo assignment. So anyway, guys, amazing work. As you can tell, I'm super amped about this. Photo assignments is one of my favorite things we do on here. It's a chance for me to connect with you guys through photography, and I love it. It's one of my favorite things that we do on the show, and I'm glad that it's become a regular thing. So if you have no idea what photo assignments are, and all this sounded like a foreign language, well, this is this little thing that we do where I give these little photo challenges or assignments, and we do these typically on Mondays, and actually they're always on Mondays. Unless I'm really late on a video, then it's a Tuesday. But anyway, it's a Monday thing. And if you want to know more about it and how to get involved and how to submit your images, then click up here. I will put a link to that video. And that's all I got for today. A couple more days here, we'll start ramping back up again. If you haven't seen the artist series, this has been pretty much consumed all of my time over the last 2 to 3 months. And I'm really proud of the work that was done on that. Go check out the artist series videos. They are interviews that I've been working on for the last almost 2 years, year and a half at least, on living photographers, and they're just little short documentaries and little portraits, if you will, in video form of each artist, and I will link up to a playlist at the end of this video. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to like it, share it, subscribe to The Art of Photography for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, later.